Drop all that jealousy, that shit is gonna hurt you. Quit giving energy to ones that don't deserve you. You know everything come full circle. I just show love, watch it come full circle. And I can never let the bad vibes inside my circle, no.
Yeah, so today I'm just gonna talk about how things come full circle if you just wait, or a lot of things that like are really blurry in the moment can be like insanely clear in the future. So recently I figured out that if nothing matters at all, then actually everything matters. I didn't understand what that actually meant until like I actually like thought about it. But like basically, so I'm gonna try to explain this as best as I can. So like eventually like I realized that you get generationed out. It's like that's the only way for me to call it, for me to really like categorize it. Because I was saying like even like if you go back to your like for example like on a smaller level, if you go back to your high school right now, no one like none of the students should know who you are. Like, none of the students know who you are. Like you just like you unless like even if your name's on some like weird record list or anything like that, like no one will actually know who you are. Like your teachers might recognize who you are, but like the student, like the actual people don't know who the fuck you are. So eventually you just like get older, and as the generations, like I use like even though those are just high school classes, but like even on like a bigger scale, even on like a bigger scale, even like your real life, like you don't know your great grandmother, like you don't know anything about her, you don't know any of her ideals, you don't know like what you like maybe you have a picture of her, maybe you know what she looks like, but you don't know like anything about her, you don't know like her thoughts, her morals, you know nothing about her at all. So eventually she just kind of like, it's unfortunate, but eventually she gets forgotten. What are you doing, Ellie? But eventually she just like they just get like forgotten because it's just how things naturally work. Like it's kind of like sad, but like at the same time, like that's just how things are. Like you eventually just get like no, I shouldn't say like washed out, but eventually you get like forgotten in like I don't know how to say this like so it does not sound super dark. But anyway, I'm not like turning back around. But like so basically like a lot of things like she's done like unless like on obviously on, like a bigger level where like if you're like some kind of star, like some celebrity, or you have like some statue, you did something like nobly, unless you did something like that, you're not going to be like remembered for like exactly who you are. Like people might tell like small stories about you, but like after a while, like say your kids tell stories to their kids, but after that like the other kids never met you directly, so you eventually will be forgotten essentially. So like it sounds really dark, but anyway, basically what I'm getting at is a lot of things that you do, or maybe nothing you do, actually matters in like the big grand scheme of things, unless you're like obviously do some huge like big change or something in like the world, in like a worldwide stage. But like in your, if you're just like a low key like family man stage, you're not really gonna be like remembered like that. So the best you can do is really just like do what makes you happy, do what makes like the people around you be the best, and like just soak up like the moments that you have, and like what moments make you you, if that makes sense. Because like the fact that like nothing matters, like say if this is all just made up, or like saying like everything around us is like literally just like pixels and just we're just in a game and shit like that. Like is that like some people are like, oh no, like well then nothing I do matters, but then actually like if you like think about like a different perspective, it actually means that everything you do matters, because if it's only relative to yourself, like if your reality is only relative to yourself, then everything else ceases to matter, if that makes sense. Like I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but anyway, I'm just basically saying that like if like in the grand scheme of things, if you're just gonna be forgotten about anyway, unless you do something crazy, but like you're just gonna be forgotten about anyway, you might as well just live however you want to live. Like whether like I know sometimes your like peers don't like line up all the time, and they're like a big influence on your life, just people around you. Sometimes it doesn't line up all the way, but that is okay, because obviously we all can't be perfect. We can't all be on the same stage. We can't all be on the same page. Your friend might be taking off before you do, and then that's okay. Like it's not the end of the world. It's not a race. People don't realize that. Like I think a lot of my generation thinks everything is like a race. Everything is like everything you do this, because people just think that like everything you want could just like appear like in the blink of an eye, just because they see like these stars on Instagram and stuff like that just be like 18, 19, living in huge houses and setting the standard like super high for us for like no real reason. And we shouldn't really pay attention to those things. Even in my Instagram bio, like now, like I heard something a while ago, and now always stuck to me. It literally says like my Instagram bio says like one of the quotes say like comparison is the thief of joy, which is basically like if you ever like had a really good like moment, like you're just feeling good about whatever it is, and then you like go online and then you see something and then you're kind of like damn, like like it ain't I'm cooling, but I'm not cooling like that. Like it's one of those things like it kind of shot you down just because you looked at something else. Like so like I'm not like that anymore because I have that as a constant reminder. But a lot of people do that. They might knock your highs down looking at someone else's fake high. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you might have a good moment, but just because you looked at somebody else kind of took that moment away from you, and you can't allow that to happen. And like I was saying, like how I was saying, like a lot of things like in life come to you. You just have to like to wait for them. It sounds weird. Like it doesn't mean like when I say like, things come to you, it doesn't mean just like sit around and do absolutely nothing and just wait for things to happen, because that's not how things work. Like I'm just saying like the law of attraction, it sounds so like cliche, but if you like call for something like verbally, like say like hey, I really want to do, like not like to God or anything, like just saying things like out loud, like one day I'm gonna get this, it's gonna be me, like I swear to God this is gonna be me, like not just saying not religiously, that's I swear to God. Anyway, but I'm saying, but not even like literally take all religious aspects out of it, literally just you saying like one day, yo, I'm gonna have that, like you just doing that like causes the universe to bring things to you. You like, yeah, hear me out. Now anyway, people don't realize that like so many times like you just get up and do stuff, and then you just like you just have that energy around you. It brings other things that similar energy to you. Like people don't realize that you can use that to your advantage. Like a lot of things around you in life that can be positive are because you're blocking them out. Like, a lot of people are like, man, I never get anything positive in my life. Like people are like, oh, things are so negative, because you're only having negative around. You're only like giving off negative energy. That's why like shitty people are always surrounded by other shitty people. like that's why like it sounds so cliche, like you are who you surround yourself with, because that's true. Like if you want better friends, you want those better opportunities, you need to send out the positive energy to the universe and show that you want the positive to return to you. It really does suck though, because I know a lot of people, like I found myself in that position like plenty of times, where you give out a lot of energy that is not received, and that like hurts obviously, because you're like, damn, like I'm trying really hard and then it's not getting reciprocated. But even like if not an immediate, like the immediate like future, you might not get anything, like that's just the reality. But just know that things will come eventually, and you just gotta keep, that's what I'm saying. Like when I said you gotta keep waiting, that's what I mean like by that. If you're just constantly like getting out the positive energy, you're constantly just being like that person, eventually, like it could be years, but like trust me, that will come back to you. Like I cannot amplify that. That's what I mean by like full circleness and stuff like that. I just mean like if you're just constantly giving out like just good energy, good vibes, like you just have a good atmosphere, you're just surrounded by good stuff. Like even like say something like happens, like some like thing in your friend group, or like something just like small happens and like it just might make you down or something like that. Like you just understand that in the future is gonna be like a lot better than that. People are like, oh, it always gets better, but trust me, it really does. Because like I haven't talked about this on my channel. I'm not gonna go into it, but like literally like 2 years ago, like maybe like yeah, I guess like maybe like the whole like I can just say the whole last year, honestly. 2019 was an interesting one, Mr. Grinch. That's all I can say. 2019 was a little rough. Was a pretty rough one. A lot of things came like around like full circle. A lot of things like I've had some like really hard and like really like dark moments in that year, and like they've made me who I am like today. And like a lot of things back then were like really hard for me to get through, and I'm just like, what, like in those moments you're just like, what am I doing, like this is taking so much like a toll on my life, like not like there's so much stuff that just happens, and you just feel like in the moment I feel like much more relaxed now, but like in the moment I was just so overwhelmed, didn't know how I was gonna get over this obstacle, and like it just seemed like so much bigger than me, just like whatever I was going through, just like the situation just felt so much bigger than who I am. And then like that is obviously a scary thought for like your little human self, for something to be bigger than you. But anyway, so eventually like obviously like I got through it, I'm fucking here now. But like just a lot of stuff goes on, and this stuff was just like snowballing, and then just shit got really bad. But like looking at those things back now, like it's not like there's like looking at those things now, like being in a much better place. I do see that things do get better, and like in the moment things drag on and on and on. It really do suck, but like those things that have hurt me now, like or hurt me back then, have helped me now. So like, so I'm saying when everything comes back to me, like that whole time, like I even had like people around me trying to like like help me out. Like you have those people around you that kind of like when you're down or when they're down, you want them to like you want people to bring you that positive energy back, because that's like when you need that, when you're down, you want that positive energy back to you. So like that's what I'm saying, you gotta keep giving out those positive vibes, because when I needed it, I got it from like my family and then my peers as well. Like I've gotten stuff back, and then it really helped me. So I was saying like a lot of things that like even people that might have hurt you like in the past can end up helping you in the future, or they might ask you for something in the future. Like it's kind of weird how that works. Like you, like even like just certain stuff. Like say someone like is like not like beating you, not physically beating you down, but like someone just like beating you down like emotionally. And they might be like damn, that person's shit. Like they're always like, you're never gonna be nothing. This that, and then you'll never know that like later in the life they might be like asking you for some job offer or some job favor, and then you're like, wow, things come full circle. Like you were literally just like shitting on me, now you're asking me for a job. Like get the fuck out of here. Like shit like that. Like I'm just saying like stuff like that's like some like silly example, but like stuff like that. Like a lot of things do come in cycles, and a lot of things that you'll see like, because it's so weird like hearing your parents say like, ooh, say one thing, and you're just like, yeah, but like, you'll be in that exact position. Like, that's why your parents are always like, you'll understand when you get older. Like, I do, I'm slowly understanding what they mean by those things, because they just mean, like, you're gonna, like, cycle into their position, basically. So, like, eventually you're just gonna rotate into where they are, and then you're gonna be telling your kids the exact same thing. So, like, it's a scary kind of loop that goes on that we have going on. You can't really, like, stop anything about it. What we can do is, like, recognize what works in this loop, because like obviously like you want to like break cycles, and like you want to like break negative cycles a lot in real life, in like your immediate life. You want to break those, like say like those cycles of like bad friends or a cycle of bad relationships. You want to break those cycles, but when it comes to like obviously bigger life cycles like your like parental roles and stuff like that, you can't really do anything to fix those things. So you have to kind of like play to them for your play them to your advantage, because those cycles you cannot break. So like a lot of things like your parents do try to tell you, you do have to kind of understand and look at it from their perspective, because you will be in that position. So like I like the more I get older, the more like I understand my parents and where they're coming from for a lot of certain aspects, but they are in the wrong a lot of times. Like, and it does feel like that, because they are in a different generation. Try not to beat yourself up so much. Like I feel like we're like really harsh on ourselves for some reason. Like just like saying like not even just comparing yourself to other people. Just like I feel like we're hard on like yourself. Like you might do something really small. You need to like not like obviously like yay, like celebrate for it, but like you need to like mentally like even like you could verbally or like mentally just check like, okay, I did that. Like that you kind of just gotta motivate yourself sometimes. I feel like people get in their heads a lot and like think they're a lot less than what they really are, and then like I just feel like I don't know. I found out recently. It sounds not cocky. I'm not really trying to call it cocky or arrogant, because I don't really like arrogance. That pisses me off a lot. But anyway, most people I don't like come off arrogant. Like confidence and arrogance run very similar together, and when you're arrogant, irks me. Confidence is different. Like I'm very confident in myself. I'm very confident in my abilities. I'm confident in the way, not always the time like I speak. Like on videos I might come off as like I know shit, but I cut it like 500 million times, so I sound okay. But like I'm confident in who I am personally, just because I've been through a lot. But arrogance, irk. Anyway, we're like going on a tangent. But like what I was saying was, I just feel like when me and my friend, like me and my roommates were talking about this, I just feel like we're so much bigger than we think we are. Like even like my girlfriend Emily said, I don't want to misquote her, but she said, I don't know where I'm not gonna say she made this up because Like, I don't fucking know where she got it from, but I remember said, like, it's almost like we're the universe experiencing life as a human instead of like a human experiencing the universe. So, like, basically, I just feel like, we and my roommates were just talking, like, how much bigger we feel than, like, these bodies. Like, I feel like almost like body's like a limitation. Like, I feel so much bigger than, like, my physical form. Like, I just feel like my soul is, like, much bigger. I feel like I could be a building. Like, I feel like my soul can, like, enter a building and, like, become the building. Like, that sounds so stupid. Like, I don't understand. Like, people probably don't understand what the fuck I'm saying right now. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like you need to, like train up your mental state, because I just feel like we're so caught in, like, a lot of these little small, little dainty, little tiny little things. But I feel like as people, we're like, maybe some people are just small, but, like, I just feel like and the people around myself with, maybe that's just beyond confidence, or, like, just the people, like, around me are also thinking the same thing, so that amplifies me. But, like, I just think I'm bigger than what I, like, shit. A whole new video, I'll make a whole separate video on this, because it's, like, still a scattered thought. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like we think we're so much, like, weaker, we think we're so, like, we just think we're a lot smaller than we are. But I just feel like as people, like, if we just all, like, realize, like, who we actually are, we can be doing a lot more. Because I feel like a lot of people think they're, like, powerless or, like, hopeless and stuff like that. But, like, you gotta, like, awaken this, like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's, like, in us that we just haven't discovered. We might have fucking superpowers, we don't even fucking know that. Like, we haven't stretched that ability. I feel like we could just do a lot more as humans than we give ourselves credit. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make a whole video on that, like, just being, I guess, me being the universe. We'll make a video on that. Yeah. Stay tuned for me as the universe. But yeah, thank you for watching. This is Ellie, sleeping the whole time. And I'm Troy. Thank you for watching. Peace.